This is my third blog of the year, and I'm going to be talking about the codes and conventions of 5 magazine front covers, 5 film posters, and 5 horror trailers I've looked at. Firstly, the magazines and the posters, because they're quite similar in the sense they all follow the codes and conventions. They do this, the magazines especially, by using the micro and macro elements such as the dominant image, the masthead, the cover and sale lines, the barcode, the price, the date, all things that a common magazine will feature. They follow the conventions of the drama by using a colour scheme which is specific to that genre. Colours that are dark, like black, white, grey, colours that you would associate with the genre. Also, what they both tend to do is they either have the victim or the villain on the front cover, so you can identify the main character within the section. Like in Empire magazine, a magazine I analysed, they used the Joker from the Batman, a common horror villain. They used him. Another thing they tend to do, mainly in the film posters, is they don't show the facial features of either the victim or the villain. Now this is done in all of the 5 posters I looked at, so it's clearly something that's quite common. And I think the best evidence I have of it is in the film poster Shutter. Now on this there is a girl, and that's the only thing you can see is her face, and they have covered up her eyes and her mouth. And also in Insidious, there's a little boy on the front cover who is the main villain, if you will, and his eyes are covered. So I think they do this quite a lot in magazines and posters to cover up the main features, so I think that adds an element of fear. Why is it covered up? Why have they done this? And in Shutter they use blood to cover the villain's eyes. So anyways, moving on to the horror trailer. I looked at 5 different horror trailers, the same 5 film posters I looked at, so Shutter, Conjuring, Friday the 13th, what are the other 2 I looked at? And 2 more, but I can't remember them right now. But what they all tend to do is, they all have intervals of darkness. So for moments, they'll fade in and fade out. They use this to build up suspense, and just put the audience and viewers on ease. This happens quite often, and usually they'll remove the sound as well as they go into this transition of silence. Moving on to my horror trailers. Now this is the point of the year where I'm going to start thinking about people I'm going to include as I make and film my own horror trailer. And firstly, I decided I'm going to follow the conventions of a typical horror film trailer by using a setting like a forest. Now there's a forest not too far away, I think that'd be quite a good setting. At night time as well, that'd be quite good. There's in Chichester, just round the corner, there's a mental asylum. And I think that would be quite good as well, because that's a typical connotation you would associate with horror. There's more stuff I thought about, like characters I'm going to have. They're going to be roughly the same age as me. I think it's going to star 3 to 4 guys, and then I think the main villain will be, you know, maybe a little girl or something like that, because that's quite common. But this is only stages, so I've got enough time to think about this. Lastly, on my horror film trailer, you've got my target audience, which I believe will either have to be 15 or up or 18 or up. Commonly, horror films are 18 and over, so that's something I need to think about. Over the next couple of days, I will think more about storylines, storyboarding it, getting characters in, and having a definite location. So that'll be my next blog.